Hello, dear students. Welcome back to your math classes. How are you all? I hope you all are healthy and doing well. So, students, I'm your mathematics educator again here with a new chapter and a new concept. Today, we have chapter number 9, which is lines and angles. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about lines and angles. In our previous classes, in our earlier classes, we already learned about point, line segments. And in this chapter, we are going to learn about the pair of angles and their properties. So first of all, we start with pairs of angles. Adjacent angles. Adjacent angles means when we have a common vertex and with opposite arms with a common arm. Okay, so adjacent angles, two angles in a plane are called adjacent angles if they have a common vertex, a common arm, and their other arms on opposite sides of the common arm. So it means what we have to understand that if we want to describe that these two angles are adjacent angles, so these are the 3 points we have to keep in mind while we have to explain it. Okay, so now angle AOC and angle AOB have a common vertex O and a common arm OA, but their other arms OB and OC are on the same side of OA. So angle AOC and angle AOB are not adjacent angles. Similarly, angle AOC and angle BOC are not adjacent angles. Note that interiors of adjacent angles, angle AOB and angle BOC, do not contain any common point. So here, these 3 points are missing in one particular adjacent angles. It means they are not adjacent angles. Okay, so these are the 3 points which should be there to make your angles adjacent angles. Next we have linear pair. Now look at the angles, angle POQ and angle QOR. Angle POQ and angle QOR are adjacent angles with common vertex O, common arm OQ and non-common arm OP and OR forming a straight line. Linear pair, basically linear pair is equal to 180 degree. That's why it's forming always on a straight line. Okay, so linear pair, two adjacent angles are said to form a linear pair if their known common arms are two opposite rays. Two opposite rays if we have. So as angle POR is a straight angle, its measure is 180 degree, but angle POR is equal to angle POQ plus angle QOR, means okay, thus linear pair should be the sum of their linear pair should be equal to 180 degree. So the sum of the angles forming a linear pair is 180 degree. But if sum of two angles is 180 degree, it is not necessary that they are form a linear pair because they may not be adjacent. Okay, so it means you always have to consider that your angles always should be on a straight line, right? Then it to consider that these are the linear pairs. If you say okay, the all three angles is equal to 180 degree, so you can't say it is forming a linear pair. Next we have vertical opposite lines. In vertical opposite lines, first of all you have to make a cross like this. This is your cross. Now the angles which are opposite to each other, like angle 2 and angle 4, angle 3 and angle 1, are equal to each other. That is why they call vertical opposite angles. Observe the four angles formed by the intersecting lines AB and CD. Look at the angles 1 and angle 3. They do not have a common arm. Similarly, angle 2 and 4 do not have a common arm. 1 and 3 as well as angle 2 and 4 form pairs of vertical opposite angles. Vertical opposite angles, two angles formed by two intersecting lines having no common arm, are called vertical opposite angles, and the sum of vertical opposite angles is always equal to 180 degree. Okay, because they are forming a straight line. For example, you see like this, so angle 1 plus angle 2 is 180 degree and angle 3 plus angle 4 is 180 degree. So what you have to consider in your mind and what you have to keep in your mind, that opposite angles, vertical opposite angles, are equal to each other and the angles lie on same line. It's their sum is equal to 180 degree. Similarly, it can be proved that angle 2 is equal to angle 4. Thus, vertical opposite angles are equal to each other. In that drawing figure, angle 1 and angle 2 are not vertical opposite angles as they are not formed by a pair of intersecting lines. Next, we have complementary angles. When the sum of your angles, the pair of angles, is equal to 90 degree, that it's called your complementary angle. If the sum of the measure of two angles is 90 degree, then the angles are called complementary angles and each angle is called a complement of the other. So angle A plus angle B is equal to 90 degree. It means it is a complementary angles. Okay, thus if two angles are complementary, then each is an acute angle, because acute angle means less than 90 degree. So when we have less than 90 degree and we add them together, then it is equal to 90 degree. Now otherwise not, it is not possible. If we have obtuse angle, so that is more than 90 degree, so how can we make that 90 degree? It's equivalent to obtuse angle. Okay, the sum of obtuse angle. Next we have supplementary angles. Supplementary angles means when two angles, sum of two angles is equal to 180 degree, that is called your supplementary angles. Angles forming such a pair called supplementary angles. Supplementary angles, two angles are said to be supplementary angles if the sum of their measure is 180 degree. Each of the angle is called a supplement of the other. It could be your acute or obtuse, or it could be your right angles as well, because when you add an obtuse angle and a acute angle, so their sum, it should be equal to 180 degree. It is possible for us. Okay, now find the complement of angles whose measure is 35 degrees. So you have to find out the complement of 35 degree. You already know complement is means sum of two angles is equal to 90 degree. So simply you have to subtract 35 from 90 and you will get your answer, which is 55. The same thing you have to do here. An angle is equal to 4 times its complement. Find its measure. So it means 90 minus x and multiply by 4 and you will get your answer. So further you solve it. So what you will get? 360 by 5, which is equal to 72 degree. Okay. An angle is 56 degree more than its supplement. Find its measure. So let's take that angle x and it's more than. Okay. So we have to subtract it. So 180 minus x plus 56. X plus x 2x. 180 plus 56 is 236. So where x is equal to 118 degree. In which of the following figures angle 1 and angle 2 adjacent angles? Give reasons for your answer. So angle 1 and angle 2 are adjacent angles as they have a common arm. Okay, a common arm, and their arms lie on opposite sides of the common arm. Angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent angles as they do not have a common arm. Angle 1 and 2 same. Here we have a reason. So a pair of lines intersect such that one of the angle form is 45 degree. Find the other angles form. So if this 45 degree, so it means this is also 45 degree according to vertical opposite angles, and we already know that the angles form on a same line, their sum is equal to 180 degree. So you have to subtract 45 from 180 degree and you will get your answer, which is 135 degree. So in same way, you just have to find out their sum by considering the properties, by considering the pairs of angles we done in our above section. So now name the pairs of adjacent angles in the following figure. So you just have to name the adjacent angles. For adjacent angle, first of all, we have to consider that we have a common vertex. Okay, it's here we have a common vertex O. Next, we have to consider that their arms should be opposite to each other. So OD and OB is opposite to each other, and we have a common arm as well, which is OA. So you have angle BOA and angle DOA, where common vertex we have O and O, common arm we have OB, OA and OA, and two opposite arms also we have. So in same way, you have to describe, you have to write the rest of the angles formed here by considering this figure A and B. In question number 2, in the figure given alongside, name each pair. So first we have to tell vertical opposite angles. So where our lines are intersecting each other. BE and AC are intersecting each other. It means angle AOE is equal to angle BOD, which is a vertical opposite angle, the short form of vertical opposite angle. Next, angles forming a linear pair. So here what you see, that this is your straight line. Wherever you see your straight line, it means you have a linear pair. Okay, so angle AOE plus angle AOB is equal to 180 degree, and this is your linear pair. Okay, in question number 3, find the complement of each of the following angles. So you just have to subtract these angles from 90. So when I subtract 22 from 90, 30, 68. So this is your measurement. Same you have to find out for rest of the parts you have. Now in question number 4, find the supplement of each of the following. So you just have to subtract these angles from 180 degree and you will get your answer, which is equal to 120 degree. That's it. Now identify the complement and the supplementary pairs of angles from the following pairs. So in this case, you have one obtuse angle and one acute angle, means it is your supplementary angle. Both are acute, it means it is complementary angle. Okay. Now find the angles which is double its complement. So 45 its angle, because 45 double is 90 or 30, because 30 and double of 30 is 60. Okay. For example, your angle is 30, x is equal to 30 and double of 30 is 2x is 60, and when you add them together, so 30 plus 60 is equal to 90. In same way, you have to find out the supplement which is equal to 4 times of its supplement, an angle which is equal to 4 times an supplement. Now can two angles be supplementary if both them are acute, obtuse and right? If both of them are right, means 90 and 90, then it could be a supplementary angle. Next, if two angles forming a linear pair are in the ratio 2:3, find the angles. Linear pair means when sum of two angles is equal to 180 degrees. So you just have to do 2x plus 3x is equal to 180 degree. 2x plus 3x is equal to 5x is equal to 180 degree. X is equal to 180 divided by 5. So it should be equal to 3 and 6. So 36. It means 2 multiply by 36 and 3 multiply by 36. 2 6 are 12, 1 2 3 is a 6, 72, 3 6 are 18, 1 3 3 is a 9. So the sum of 72 and 108, it's equal to 180 degree. So accordingly, you can find your answers. Now in question number 13, find the value of x in each of the following. So this is a, what you see here, that it is a linear pair. So you just have to add them together. X plus 2x is equal to 180 degree. 2x xx is equal to 4x is equal to 180 degree. X is equal to 180 divided by 4. So you have to consider here 4 and 5. So it is equal to 45 degree. Now this 45 and double of x is 90. So 90 plus 90 is equal to 180 degree. Same in a way, you have to find out the measurement of x in your part B and part C. Now we have filling the blanks with appropriate words. The sum of an angle and its complement, it's complementary angles. The sum of measure of two supplementary angles is 360 degree, because 180 plus 180 is 360 degree. Two angles forming a linear pair are complementary angle. Okay, so in same way, you have to answer the rest of the filling the blanks you have. And now we move forward to 16th question. Classify the following statements as true or false. Two adjacent angles have one common interior point. Yes, it could be. Okay, two obtuse angles can be adjacent. We cannot say that. You just have to consider this first. Okay, complementary angles are always acute. True. Supplementary angles are always form a linear pair. It's not true. It is equal to 180 degree, but we cannot say every 180 degree sum it's called your linear pair. So accordingly, students, you have to read out the statements and classify your statements among true and false. Now we move forward to our next concept, which is transversal. Two lines in a plane may be parallel or intersecting. Three lines in a plane may be parallel intersecting at one point, intersecting pairwise at two distinct points, or intersecting pairwise at three distinct points. So these are your figures. L, M, N. These three are parallel to each other. L, M, N are concrete at point O. Means a single point they are overcross each other. So at point they are intersecting each other. So when L, M, N intersect L and M at O and P respectively, and in this case L and M intersect at point Q, M and N intersect at point P, and L and N intersect at point O. Means in figure C and D, where line N intersect the line L and M at two distinct points O and P, we say that N is a transversal to the line L and M. Now we are going to understand what does mean by transversal. So a line which is intersect two or more given lines in a plane at different points, it's called a transversal to the given line. For example, your line L N, M, it's transversal to N. Because your line N, it's intersecting these two lines at different points, at point O and at point P. Okay. So when a single line crossing out two or more than two lines on different points, that it's called your transversal line. Now in the figure given below, L is a transversal to the given lines. Your L line is a transversal. Note that figure A, transversal L intersect four lines, so there are 4 points of intersection. In figure B and C, transversal L intersect three lines, so there are 3 points. So how many times it intersecting a particular line? That is your intersection point. Now angles made by transversal with two lines. Let's two lines L and M be intersected by a transversal N at point P and Q respectively. The transversal makes four angles with each line. So these L and M is intersecting by line R on different points P and Q, and when these are intersecting, so they are forming angles. Let's read about that. So first of all, we have exterior angle. The angles whose arms do not include line segments PQ are called exterior angles. You can simply say the outside of these lines. For this portion is inside the line of L and M, or this portion is outside of it. So angle 1, angle 2, angle 8, angle 7 are your exterior angles. Okay. Interior angle means which is lie inside of these two lines. So angle 3, angle 4, angle 6 and angle 5 are your interior angles. Now we have corresponding angles. So a pair of angles in which one arm of both the angles is on the same side of the transversal and the other arm are directed in the same direction. It's called a pair of corresponding angles. For example, this angle 1 is corresponding to angle 5, angle 4 is corresponding to angle 8, angle 2 is corresponding to angle 6 and angle 3 is corresponding to angle 7. These are your corresponding angles. In each pair of corresponding angles, both the angles are on the same side of the transversal and one angle is an interior angle and the other is an exterior angle. You just have to consider that the same line on same side, one should be interior and one should be exterior. So angle 1 is exterior, angle 5 is interior, angle 4 is interior, angle 8 is exterior. Okay students, now we have alternative interior angles, a pair of angles in which one arm of each of the following angles is in of opposite sides of the transversal and whose other arm includes segments PQ. It's called pair of alternative, or you can say alternate interior angles. So angle 3 and 5. So this alternative opposite of it. So angle 3 and 5 are alternative to each other. Angle 6 and 4 are alternative to each other. And these are because they are lie inside of line N and M. So that is why they are interior alternative angles. And this angle 1 and angle 7, angle 2 and angle 8, because they are outside of the line L and M. So they are called alternative in exterior angles. Okay. Now, each pair of alternate exterior angles has exterior angles on the opposite sides of the transversal, angles made by a transversal with two parallel lines. Recall that two lines in a plane are said to be parallel if they do not meet, however far they are produced in either direction. Parallel means when two lines are not intersecting each other, whatever how much we can extend there, it doesn't meet. Okay. So now line L is parallel to line M is denoted as L and M is parallel to each other because both are not intersecting each other. So when a transversal line crossing out to two parallel lines, so it means we measure these 8 angles with the help of a protractor. You will observe that angle 1 is equal to angle 5. Corresponding angles 4 is equal to 8. Corresponding angles. Okay? So first of all, we have pairs of corresponding angles are equal, means corresponding angles are equal to each other. Second, pairs of alternated interior angles are equal to each other. Pairs of alternative exterior angles are equal to each other. The angles form inside the sum of the interior angles on the same side. For example, interior angles, angle 4 and angle 3 and angle 6, both are on same side. So their sum it's always equal to 180 degree. Okay. Note that angle 1 is equal to angle 3. 1 is equal to 3 because they are vertical opposite angles. Angle 5 is equal to angle 7. Angle 2 is equal to angle 4 and angle 6 is equal to 8. If you take another pair of parallel lines and transversal, measuring the 8 angles will give you the same results. If you want to measure it, you can measure it. You get the same results. If a transversal intersect two parallel lines, then angles of each pair of corresponding angles are equal. Angles of each pair alternative angles are equal. Interior angles on the same side of the transversal are supplementary. None of the pairs of corresponding angles are equal if non-parallel lines and transversal cutting the two lines. You just have to keep in mind this is possible when your transversal intersecting two parallel lines. If two lines are not parallel to each other and then a transversal is intersecting it, so it means these are the points which are not fulfilled by that. Okay. So thus the three properties of the pairs of angles are valid only if the lines are parallel. This leads us to the conclusion. If a transversal cuts two lines such that any one of the condition holds, so angles of any pair of corresponding angles are equal, angles of any pair of alternative angles are also equal, and their sum it's also equal to 180 degree. So now we have questions, or we have to find out the missing angles. In the figure, line L is parallel to M, N is a transversal, and M1 is equal to 180 degree. If 1 is equal to 180 degree, it means 3 is also equal to 180 degree. And 1 if 180 degrees, so then 5 is also 110 degree, because these are corresponding angles. So angle 1 is equal to angle 7. Angle 3 is equal to angle 5. Alternative angles, angle 3 is equal to 7 is 180 degree, angle 4 and angle 5. What we have to do here, you just have to find out one angle. If you have one angle, so by considering these properties, you can simply find out rest of the angles you want to find. Okay. So if 1 is equal to 110 degree, when we subtract to 110 from 180, so we will get 70. If this 70, so this is also 70. If this 70, so this is also 70. If this 70, so this is also 70 according to corresponding angles. And what you see here, that your vertical opposite angles is also applied here. Okay. Next you have in the figure, L and M are parallel lines. Find the value of X. So these are the parallel lines, and we already know that the sum or the angles on same side, their sum is always equal to 180 degree. So you have to add them together. We have 2x plus x, 3x minus 30 is equal to 180 degree. 3x is equal to, if we change the side, so 180 plus 30 is 210, x is equal to 70. Now you can put the values of x into your algebraic expression and you will get your answer. So in same way, you have to find out the answer for rest of the examples you have. Now come forward to your exercise 9.2. In the given figure, line P is transversal to the lines M and N. Identify the following. So first of all, you have to find out the corresponding angles. So angle 1 exterior, 1 interior. So angle 2 and angle 6. Angle 2 and angle 6 are corresponding. Rest 3 more pairs you have. You just have to rest 3 more pairs you have in this figure. So you have to find out and write your answer. Alternative interior angles. So alternative interior angles, angle 1 and angle 7. Exterior, angle 2 and angle 8. Interior angles on the same side of a transversal, angle 1 and angle 6. Exterior angles on the same side of the transversal, so angle 2 and angle 5. Next we have in the adjoint figure, parallel lines L and M are intersected transversal P such that angle 2 is equal to 45. Find all other angles in the figure. So if it is equal to 45, then according to corresponding properties, it is also equal to 45. If it is 45, so then according to vertical opposite angle, angle 4 is also equal to 45. If angle 4 is equal to 45, it means angle 8 is also equal to 45. We already know that the sum of interior angles on a same side is equal to 180 degrees. So you have to subtract 45 from 180, 50 and 135 is your answer. So this is 135. This is 135. If this 135, so this is also 135. And if this 135, so this is also 135. So in same way, you have to find out your answers in question number 3 and in question number 4. Now in the figure, L and M are parallel to each other and P and Q are parallel to each other. To find out angle 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if this is 75, so this is also equal to 75. Okay. If this is 75, so wait. Okay. Alternative interior angles, it is also equal to 75. Now, according to, you can make up linear pair as well, or this is your alternative exterior angles. So you can also say that angle 2 and angle 3 is equal to 75. So this is also equal to 75. Okay. Next, in the given figure, a transversal N cuts line L and M such that angle 1 is equal to 27 degree and angle 6 is equal to 135 degree. Show that L and M is parallel to each other. So you have to write, you have to explain here that your angle L and M is parallel to each other. So angle 1 or angle 6. Okay. So if your angle 1 is 27 degree, so it means your angle 5 is also 27 degree according to corresponding, and angle 6 is already given that it is equal to 135 degree. So if two lines are parallel to each other, so then their interior angle sum is always equal to 180 degree. So according to 6 alternative interior angles, it is also equal to 153 degree. Now you have to show here that if 150 degree and 27 it's equal to 180 degree, then your line L and M parallel to each other, 60 and 70. So it means both are parallel to each other. So in same way, students, you have to find out the answer for question number 7. And this is the end of your chapter. I hope so, students, you understood it very well and you like this chapter as well. Now I'm going to meet you in your next class. Till that, bye-bye. Have a good day.